Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of I Can Do This All Day. I'm Dan, the Part-Time Avenger, and with me, as always, is Mark, the Resident Jedi.
Hello there. Today, I'm so excited. There's a movie with Glenn Powell that's been announced. I've seen the previews in theater a few different times and on the old internet. And I asked Dan, I'm like, why does the name of this movie sound familiar? And he's like, there's a Schwarzenegger movie by the same name. And I was like, what? I had never seen this movie. I had no idea it was a thing. But today, my friends, we are all going to experience The Running Man. And man, is there a lot to talk about.
Original, The Running Man. Very loosely based on the Stephen King novel, which I didn't even know was a thing. Just like you didn't know this was a movie. But yeah, Arnold Schwarzenegger. Anyone who remembers the Arnold Schwarzenegger soundboard prank calls back in the day, this is where a lot of the quotes came from. So we were in for it, and we love Arnold, but will we love it as much? I don't know. Mark, give me your origin with The Running Man, and also what your expectations were.
My expectations, as soon as I turned the movie on, were very high because of the fonts and the graphics and the music used at the beginning. I was like, oh, it's an undiscovered 80s marvel. Let's go. Go. Get to the chopper. And they start the fucking movie right in the chopper, which I was all about. So I was super excited. But as far as the plot goes, which I think is what you're asking me, pilot with a conscience gets fucked by the government and has to battle his way out, and ends up on top of many things.
And sprinkles one-liners in every fucking scene that he's in.
This is, I had to look up on IMDb where this fell in the Arnold sphere, like in the timeline, because I think just off the bat, this might be the best one-liner Schwarzenegger movie that exists. Like I love so many Schwarzenegger movies. True Lies is really strong with the one-liners. Kindergarten Cop, there is no bathroom. Like so many great quotes, but this is so just tight with the one, like it holds up 100%. I feel
it
like
doesn't.
Oh,
it does not.
I feel like you could remake this with this exact script.
It's you could definitely remake it because they're doing it with Glenn Powell.
They are.
I don't know if I'm gonna like the new one. I'm gonna watch it, but I like Glenn Powell. I just don't know if I like the new concept.
I don't know what the new concept is.
Reality TV, and everyone's trying to kill him for a reward. So,
but isn't that what this was? Oh, there weren't gladiators in the new one. That's not as good then. Because how are you gonna put every random professional wrestler and NFL Hall of Famer possible in the movie?
Like, it would be easier to make it look more imposing against Glenn Powell, but yeah.
I don't know. Just to tie back to that other thing I mentioned, where in the Arnold sphere this came out immediately following Predator, then Red Heat, Twins, and Total Recall in succession after. Then Kindergarten Cop and Terminator 2. So this didn't get a lot of space to breathe because Homeboy was chunking 2 movies a year and taking the payday. But man, I don't know how this is so overlooked. I love Commando for my early Arnold. You know that. Love, love, love it. But this is like, I was so impressed.
You're making it seem like this movie is a unknown movie. It's not.
I understand that. It was just unknown to me. It's very rare that you catch me on a movie that I would like that is campy, poorly executed, not poorly, but all practical action with random celebrity casts that I've never seen. I just didn't know. I didn't know. Thank you, Glenn Powell. Thank you, Glenn Powell, because I didn't know.
With the movie and Arnold as the protagonist, I mean, why wouldn't he be the protagonist? Do you think you could have seen him as one of the hunters or runners or whatever they're called?
First of all, Jesse Ventura as the lead, like retired best of guy, Jeff's kiss. But he could have been. But if Arnold's the bad guy, who's gonna be the good guy?
Arnold. They could have just
Didn't
cloned
they
him.
do that in Total Recall?
Yeah, kind of, sort of. This is where I was like watching it again and trying to poke holes in it. And I honestly think Schwarzenegger could have been maybe even Richard Dawson's character. Like, that might have been pretty cool to see him as with his thick accent hosting a game show. I think that'd be awesome. I would do that now. I hope that
Richard,
he does a cameo.
the fact that this was Richard Dawson makes it so much better. And the fact that the new Running Man does not have Pat Sajak or
Steve Harvey or
Steve Harvey or Ryan Seacrest running the show is disappointing and a waste. Simon Cowell would have been amazing. But yeah, no, it's an actual actor. God forbid. But Richard Dawson, who knew Richard Dawson could act? Like, it's not great, but it's not Family Feud.
he was acting on Family Feud as well.
I know.
Thought he tried to act like he enjoyed that job for so many
Oh,
years.
he was acting under the influence, from what I hear.
Yeah. But this is like peak 80s, right? There's so much ridiculous action. There is the tropey, ridiculous names. Oh my God. Sub-Zero, hilarious to me.
Fireball.
I remember watching this for like the second time, right? My friends and I think we were in 8th grade. We rented The Running Man, and like I watched it before, completely forgot about it. But when they mentioned Sub-Zero, this was like peak Mortal Kombat popularity. It's like, dude, Sub-Zero looks like a fat bitch. Like, this doesn't make any sense. Like, we were just laughed about that, but it was cool to see that type of villain,
I mean,
especially
Sub-Zero
now.
was Samoan Goldberg in this.
Now it's just cool to see that type of villain because you don't see it that much unless it's in South Park. You know, like you have like really cool 80s video game type villains.
I really like the casting on this and the people that they made do the things. I could not have been happier about. I don't think that the excitement that I felt through this watch, I felt this might be one of the movies I've enjoyed most all year. I don't know that it was better. And whenever a movie starts with a crawl that references 8 years ago as the future, you know it's going to be good.
That font is so funny that you mentioned that earlier, though, because that's exactly what I was pointing out, at least, you know, to my wife. She didn't really find it that interesting. It was like, Terminator. Like, that's exact font.
Amanda pointed it out to me. Not that it was the Terminator font, but she's like, "Oh, that's so 80s." And I was like, "It is."
It's same exact Terminator font. It was kind of ridiculous. And I'm down with it, man. Like, I like the fact that they are having such, I don't know, similarities, but also at the same time putting its own flair on an 80s action movie. Cameron's movie, Terminator, was science fiction horror blend. And now you have Arnold in the stratosphere now. He's a movie star getting these bigger roles, and you have to have him as the good guy. Would he be badass as a villain? Sure. But at the same time, it's like, there's so many things on top of the font with the music. The music was kind of lackluster, in my opinion.
It was peak 80s action, synth, not trying, just like.
But it wasn't peak, though. It wasn't good.
But
It
no,
didn't blend with the
that's
movie.
the reason it was peak 80s, because it was just, it wasn't good, but it was there, and somebody thought it was good.
The practical effects with like the dummies was really good. And it's funny because you take a look back at it with a different set of eyes. Even the fighting, it's obviously not Schwarzenegger, right? Like it pans over to, or it cuts away from the fight that obviously Arnold is not in anymore because he's like 30 pounds lighter, skinnier. I don't know. Did you catch any of you were watching through?
Oh,
And
there
did it
were
bother
so
you?
many. You want to know the worst practical effect in the entire movie? His beard. Like, that reminded me of South Park. Like, he just stuck it all on there.
Yeah, specifically Team America. That's what it looked like. It was just
Matt Damon. Um, oh
or
yes.
Dear, what's his name? Danger Aaron's beard in Jackass. The
Ugh.
terrorists, the terrorist skit.
And
Good one.
just so we can be clear, the music person on this, the composer for this movie, is a composer that has written multiple songs that we both really like.
Who was it?
Harold Faltermeyer
Oh, was it really?
of Top
Man,
Gun and Beverly Hills fame.
the music kind of sucked in this. Not gonna lie.
There was a co-composer, Vassal Grandington, who did like New Jack City, and this was very New Jack City from a soundtrack perspective. So I think that they just kind of split it up and that Harold was in and out on it. But like the dude that wrote the Top Gun theme and Axel Foley was music on this. And I thought that was when I'm watching the credits, which again, they're doing the credits early on it. I love that. Like you can kind of understand what you're getting in for, and you see the names of all of these people that are in it. And I didn't really look at the cast list hard because I didn't recognize Amber Mendez or Yaphet Kotto or the guy who played Weiss, Marvin McInt. Wait, no, yeah,
Just so you
Marvin.
know, Amber Mendez is the character. Maria
Oh,
Cachito
Maria
Alonso.
Alonso. Yeah, Maria Alonso. I did not recognize. But when they got to Jesse Ventura, Jim Brown, Professor Toru Tanaka, and Mick Fleetwood, I was like, I don't know what's happening here, but I'm so excited. The tunnel. The tunnel. What a great foreshadowing that they put this giant blue tunnel in the middle of the thing, and I'm just like, something awesome is gonna happen with that tunnel. That tunnel is gonna do some things. I gotta
Yeah.
ask you, so we know this happened in 2017, and they gave you the dystopian future. What did you think of the quality of this dystopian future versus other dystopian futures we have seen in the past?
I think this one was more realistic. It's probably more historically accurate too. People were way more in tune. Like we're in the YouTube culture of everything. So yeah, people are going to want to watch unfortunate stuff happen to other people. And yeah, I'm sure at the time in
I was
2017, not to the same degree, but yeah, it absolutely would happen and has happened.
What about the actual like practical effect and set decoration? That was off for me. And I'll tell you when they lost me, it was very early. It was Richard Dawson's shitty limo that looked like a bad like old Nissan that somebody stretched. I was like, at least Back to the Future Part 2 like put some stuff on a Ford Probe to make it look futuristic. They took a square shit box and just made it longer.
Keep in mind, at that time, if anything was in limo form, it was awesome. It could have been the shittiest car stretched, and
It
it was
was.
still, oh, this is cool. This is a limo. That's how it was in the 80s, man. Like now you see a limo, it's like, huh, okay. Unless it's like a stretch Hummer party bus, like no one gives a shit. Like more people are impressed by like those things in Nashville, like the little biking bars where everyone goes up and down the street, or like the little party tanks where everyone just goes in like farm animals and stuff. That's more impressive. Back then, that was that version. So, yeah, I have no problem with the limo. Overall, the sets and it was fun. I wasn't thinking like, oh wow, this is way off or better than others. It just seemed like, yep, this is their spin on the future. I think it was pretty accurate for most part. Just elaborated a little bit more.
I was a big fan of all the tubes in this movie. So many
It is
tubes.
fun.
So many
It's the
tubes.
best way to be transported, right?
Oh, why can't we have that now?
Yeah.
Hurry up, Elon. Dig those tubes.
Yeah. It's pretty cool to see some of that, but what about the fights and just the manipulation of the footage for what happened to Ben Richards? Like, what did you think about the actual plot and Ben Richards as a protagonist?
So this movie just needed to get to the Running Man sequence. And I was totally okay with that. Like they're like, Ah, we'll just speed through this. Oh, look, he's in prison. Oh, look, we framed him. That's how we got to prison. Great. And then the scene with him going to see his brother and like randomly being there with this chick and tying her to the Bowflex. We have the Bowflex so I can work the traps and get the pump before I go anywhere. But like the fact that the shirt jokes, the
Oh, that was
shirt
good.
jokes was so. I'm gonna throw up on you. It's okay. The shirt, what you won't even know. And then
I'm
later,
pretty sure that's like the same exact shirt in Twins, right?
it
Like
might be, but the fact that they do a shirt joke again later when she's like, I should have. I know we were all set. I had the shirt and everything.
yeah.
He doubled up on just insulting the shirt, which is the best insulting of a Hawaiian shirt since Forgetting Sarah Marshall. It is
I don't remember that one. Which one was it?
where he spilled the grape juice on it,
Oh
and
yeah, yeah.
they're like, "Oh, my eyes, but not the shirt." I think I've improved it. Sir Tommy Bahama should thank me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
Now I
but
remember it.
but no, the just those little the one-liners in this were so good.
There's so
Like,
many of them, man.
but they're just Arnold. I in an action movie, I've never found him funnier. True Lies made,
Really?
but this, it was so unexpected and so hilarious. It was just timing. The timing on the edit of this was it just was right where it needed to be.
So kind of talking about some of those one-liners. So I like so many of them. And it's just I would think that whoever wrote this movie was just like, all right, I think we all know what we're in for here. Let's just try and make this as campy as possible, but badass at the same time. And I think they achieve that. You know, speaking of like the Arnold soundboards that I mentioned earlier, oh, when I heard him say, "Hi, cutie pie," you know, one of us is in deep trouble. Like, brought me back, right back to high school and college. Just loved it. Loved it. Any ones that stuck out for you?
When he was making fun of the Christmas tree guy, that was just you fucking Christmas tree. And again, the shirt. I had the shirt, but you fucked it up. Like, it's just so good. Like I it just the jokes held up for me. And you talk about the writer of this, which is Stephen E. D'Souza. I probably butchered his name, but there's a reason that it's so good because he wrote um uh, movies that we enjoy that he's wrote. 48 Hours with Eddie Murphy,
Oh,
Commando,
yeah.
this, Die Hard, he wrote the screenplay for. Another 48 Hours, Die Hard 2, he wrote the screenplay. Hudson Hawk, which I know that you're not a fan of Hudson Hawk.
I never
It's
saw it.
it's my favorite Bruce Willis movie. It's terrible, but it's my favorite Bruce Willis movie. Um, he did write the Flintstones, which, but he also wrote Beverly Hills Cop 3, which is the dumbest of the Beverly Hills Cop movies, but it takes
Yeah.
place at Wonder World. So all of the Disney puns in it are great. How they just rip into that. And he wrote Street Fighter with Raul Julia
Ooh,
and
rough.
Judge Dredd, which I really like. Judge Dredd, the Stallone movie. Not a lot of other people do, but I mean, the guy has written things that I enjoy, and this is right there. Then the one-liners, like just the quintessential 80s one-liner. 80s, early 90s one-liners.
Yeah, for sure. I think a lot of the charm is just the background characters in this because it makes people so funny and ridiculous at the same time. It's like, yeah, these are all just not as savage as the people doing the killing, but yeah, there's also a level of savagery right there because they're just enjoying these people getting killed. And I loved the grandma just saying like, "I'm gonna pick Ben Richards. He's one tough motherfucker." Like that's to me that's so funny. Just hearing any old woman swear in a
Mhm.
movie is always funny.
The fact that
So
Richard Dawson gave away the home game to everybody, I'm like, are people murdering each other in their own house? Like, how do you play the running man at home? But like each one of these these hunters were intimidating in their own way, right? Like we talked about Sub-Zero. Dynamo was hilarious to me.
That's the opera singer, right?
The opera singer with the electrocution and the little dune buggy in the. I was just like, oh, this is great. And I would be remiss if I didn't talk about one of my favorite practical effects in this movie, Jim Brown's skunk hair.
You like that, huh?
What? How did he allow this? That is
It was
Hall of
cool.
Fame level bad.
I guess. I don't know. I didn't think anything of it.
Oh, it's so just the two streaks on the just. Oh no, it
It's
was bad.
futuristic, man.
It was not futuristic. It was
2017.
skunkerific. But I just the way that they went through that and like buzzsaw with the chainsaws and the way that Arnold just dismantled all of them was pretty great. He had
Yeah.
to split.
I forgot how much of a badass he was in this movie. Like, he really doesn't sweat a whole lot. Like
No, he
a
doesn't
little
sweat in
bit.
his Turbo Man 1.0 outfit.
It's it's good. I think for him being that type of character, I mean, he needed to be a badass. That's what we want to see, right? So,
Mhm.
hey, why not just give the audience what they want? What did you think overall of any points that may have Martha'd you at all? Anything that was just so egregious that you just couldn't stand for it?
I really, you know what? No, there is. There's one egregious thing for me. Can you guess what it is? We missed an opportunity in this movie. We missed an amazing opportunity. They changed it. They swapped it with something else that was really funny too. But so they did the Arnold versus Jesse Ventura CGI battle. But then Arnold goes back to the studio and is fighting all of these people. Where the fuck is Jesse Ventura? I needed Jesse Ventura to show up and them go at it.
Oh, for real? For
Like
real?
just for real, full on, just go. That was just, that's the only thing I was missing. The steroid joke was great when he's like,
you know,
get him. I gotta go score some steroids. I'm out, bitch.
you know who that was?
Who?
LaFours.
Ah, that's amazing.
LaFours from Mallrats, for anyone who may be
Tell me
familiar.
that's why Kevin cast him as
I don't
LaForge.
know. I don't know. I don't know. That'd be understandably so as to
I
why,
mean,
but
Kevin Smith, friend of the podcast, you got to let us know. Obviously, you watch this podcast. Kevin, did you cast LaForge because he was a security guard in The Running Man? Because
I'm surprised
that
you
would
didn't
be.
recognize him, man. He was just
I
exactly the same.
I thought for the longest time I thought that the guy who played, was it Weiss, the guy that was the kind of nerdy hacker guy. Um,
Uh-huh.
I thought he was the bad guy from Ready Player One.
Oh, I don't know.
It was who was played by Ben Mendelsohn.
Okay.
It's not. He was the mortician in Back to the Future Part Two. But I thought it was he. I mean, Ben Mendelsohn played Daggett in Dark Knight Rises. He was Krennic in Rogue One. Like I've seen him a lot, and he looks very similar, but he is not the same guy.
Oh,
Not the same
okay.
guy.
I didn't know that's where you're going. Like I knew nothing like Ben Mendelsohn.
Yeah,
So I don't
no,
know.
no. But yeah, there's Marvin McIntyre. I don't know where or why he looks so familiar. I mean, he was in many of these. He was in like Short Circuit and stuff like that. But either way, um, the just the casting in this was so great, and everybody, like there wasn't anybody, even like the person you'd expect to be bad in this is Richard Dawson, right? You'd expect him to be a little extra campy and not so villainy and be a little over his head as an actor. No, loved it. No Martha there. Like you, there's the I don't know why I'm stuttering there. There's the thought that, oh, we just brought in Richard Dawson because everybody would recognize him. No, they brought him in because he was the right casting, and it was ironic that it was Richard Dawson. and he was so good. Not that, look, it's Richard Dawson, you get the joke. It was both. What about you? Was there anything that Martha you about this movie? You've seen it so many times, apparently. Like, is there any part that every time you see it, you're like, ugh?
The only thing that really Marthas me is I thought the music should have been better. That's really the only other thing. Like I was not a fan of the music whatsoever, and it didn't capture me. So I think I probably would have liked the movie more if the music slapped, as the kids say.
There is one point in the movie where the music is so good that I wrote it down. Um, in the fight with the Christmas tree guy, the opera singing dude, Dynamo, when he's driving his little go-kart and they start playing Flight of the Valkyrie. Okay, this is great. Bum, 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 bum. I'm just like, yes, this is hilarious.
It is, it is. But like the actual score of the movie,
No, not great, but
especially for it being Harold Faltermeyer, I didn't realize at the time, and I didn't do any research on it beforehand, but I was like, 80s music composer, not great. Who knew that it could have been a banger, but guess not.
there is one other casting that I found hilarious is the studio director in the movie was Kurt Fuller of Wayne's World studio director
Yeah,
fame. And I'm
I
just
just
like,
watched that the other
this
day.
is this is the role you're meant to play in every movie, bro. Just three, just do that. I'm just
But
like, I
Benjamin's my
can't not
friend.
see you in Wayne's World.
Yeah,
Oh,
that was
no matter
definitely a good.
what the sacred timeline gives him, he does a great job as as the studio. I wanted them to write on cue cards so bad.
So we talked about the movie. We talked about what Martha does. I got a question for you, Mark. When it comes to the Running Man, can you do this all day?
Oh, this is in the rotation now. Like I've never been so happy with a movie I've never seen before. I can't even know how long. Like I don't know how I missed this. I'm so excited that I watched it, and it is just a great turn it on and turn off your brain and enjoy the one-liners movie and the terrible professional wrestlers. Oh, so good. It's everything I love. So yes, I can do this all day. I have two questions for you, Dan. Um, First a new one and then an old one. The new one, where did she hide that digital film?
I mean, you can guess.
The world may never know. But aside from the digital film that was hidden in strange places, when it comes to The Running Man, 1987, can you do this all day?
So this one actually bothers me to say my actual rating because is it great? No. Is it awful? Depends on who you ask. I love Arnold. I love his one-liners. However, there's something that was slightly missing from this version of Arnold, and it's the gunplay for me. Because it doesn't have gunplay, this goes down quite a few points on my Arnold Richter scale.
It
And
has gunplay at the end. He's a fucking
not
marksman at the end.
not as much as I wanted it to be. Not as much. Like, you go from Commando and Predator and Terminator. He's got a gun in like every other scene and he's firing it. This one, I don't want to see Arnold run. I want him to see whoop ass, which he did, but I also want to see him mowing people down with an M60, M16, 12 gauge shotgun, something. But
I
didn't get a
mean,
chance to see that.
he
So,
castrates a man with a chainsaw, Dan.
yeah, yeah, but not enough gunplay for me. So, because it's funny, because it's Arnold, because of the other action in this movie, it's still pretty solid. You have a good time. And I honestly think it holds up pretty well just based off of, this is a caricature as to how our society is today. So this is going to be the weakest of I can do this all days. But yeah, I can do this all day. Just not as much as like, the other Arnold blockbusters. But yeah, still there on the scale.
It's not a 90s Arnold movie by any means, but it is a great 80s Arnold movie. And I mean, how can you go wrong?
You can't. When it's Arnold, you can't really go wrong. It's always
Never.
entertaining.
It's so good.
Well, that wraps up another episode for the I Can Do This All Day podcast. I am Dan, the Part-Time Avenger. That's Mark, the Resident Jedi.
Uh, Thank you all for listening. Like and subscribe. Give us some reviews. 5 stars only. You know the drill. But by all means, let us know what your favorite undiscovered 80s movie is. If it's action, if it's funny, we'll watch it and review it. We're down for that. We meet the people where they are. But hit us up at I Can Do This All Day podcast on all the socials. Comment on the video if you're watching us on YouTube. And thank you for watching tonight. We're really excited for the next random Arnold find that we discover.
Hey, what happened to Buzzsaw?
He had the shirt, but I fucked it up.
He had to split was the correct answer. We'll see you next time, everyone.
I can't. The shirt thing's the best.